going out tonight. Try not to die.
Try not to die. Try not to die.
And I thought you couldn't talk.
Young woman with a drink in her hand. She liked to listen to rock and roll. She moves with the music.
Don't look at me like that. It's just something I do sometimes.
Never gets old. It's the only thing that never gets
Hello? I need some help. Where's the car?
You have 5 seconds before the door is sealed. 5, 4, 3, 2.
What is happening? What is this place?
I don't mean to scare you, but we haven't much time. It's not wise to keep them waiting. They'll be very interested in someone new.
It's a window on the other side. They come every night.
And they watch us.
What is that? What are they doing?
Applause. For you, Mina.
How long have you been here?
I don't know.
And you've never seen one.
No one sees one and survives.
They have come to our world for a reason.
I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm not staying here.
They allow us to live because we follow their rules. You have broken too many.
What did he see? I'm trying to get in.
Try not to die.
I saw myself.
Someone's out there.
Please open the door.
John? My husband's outside.
This is a trick.
Oh my God.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for The Watchers, arriving to theaters on June 7th. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World, and joining me are a pal of my favorite local Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia nerds. I got from the Peach Review, Mr. John Jones. How are you, sir?
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you again, sir. And of course, my man from Film Threat, from Screen Comments, and oh my God, I'm forgetting the other one today. What's wrong with me?
Now, wait a minute.
Anthony?
You're supposed to forget Screen Comment.
Yeah.
The movie review.
The movie review. That's the one that I read on my way to home in like less than 15 minutes ago. The movie review. My man, Anthony Francis. How are you, sir?
Great. Glad to be here. Glad to be back.
Pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you again, as always. Let's talk about this film that we watched probably like less than 24 hours ago, right? It was probably like less than 24 hours ago. We saw this. We had a press screening here in the DC area, y'all, for The Watchers. And so we're going to break it down. So real quickly on this one, not too much of a response, and I'm also synopsis, because I'm also trying to be careful with spoilers as well. Sometimes I can flub a little bit, and I'm not trying to do that. But for this one, I don't mind, because I'm like, you'll learn why in a second. But The Watchers, we just showed you the trailer. Dakota Fanning, she is, what do you call it when an American moves over to like another country, guys?
An expat?
Like an expat.
She's a little bit of an expat. Maybe, well, I think she's just like, there was something that occurred in the States. She decides to leave home. She's now living in Ireland, working at this costume shop. But why did she have this bird she had to deliver? That's another one we'll have to talk about, gentlemen. She's working at a costume shop, but has to deliver this bird out into the country. So she takes on this task while she heads out into the beautiful Ireland country. One of the good parts of this film. Shout out to the DP on the cinematography on this. She gets stuck in this weird area, this zone, gets stuck She meets this old woman who tells her to stay in this coop with two other folks. And as you saw from the trailer, she's inhabiting this place while these entities are beating outside to come in, let me in. And they eventually work themselves out of this situation they're in. And then we find out little pieces of the story here and there of why they're stuck there. There's something with a professor, and one of the ladies who's in there is a professor. She was working in regards to the lore of the area, and that kind of explains what's going on there, which is also tied to who these creatures are. And they find themselves out, and then it comes into an ending. That's all I'm going to do on this because we're going to give it all in our review. This movie was convoluted, y'all, but
I was about to say, listen to that convoluted introduction.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible right now.
No, not you. It's the movie.
Yeah, it's the film's fault.
I feel some kind of way, guys, because that film left me in a way, as you know, when we got up out of it, and I'm still feeling that way. So I'm kind of putting my harshness on it because of just how it left me. I usually leave on a positive, and this.
I've never.
You were upset. Sitting next to
me,
and this guy was upset when it was over.
Yeah. The cast and crew: Dakota Fanning is our lead. We also have Georgina Campbell playing Ciara. Olwen Fouere, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, plays the Professor Madeline, I guess. Was she a professor, gentlemen? I think she said she was a professor.
I think she was a researcher or something. I don't know. You could be right. I started toning out in certain points.
Yeah, and it, we also have Oliver Finnegan, who plays Daniel. In a brief moment of time, there was this guy named John, Ciara's Flame, played by Alistair Bramer. Those are your lead actors in this. We also have on the directing chores, as well as writing, adapting a book from A.M. Shine, is Ishana Shyamalan. That name sounds familiar. That's the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan, of movie fame and movie disgust for some of us, if you will. Anyway, that's your cast, your crew, guys. Let me bring us all up on the screen. I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to give this any more time than we have to. And for many reasons. Let me lead with the Peach review, Mr. John Jones. Before you get into your thoughts of what we saw, leading into it, take away what we saw less than 24 hours ago. When you saw the trailer, when you saw this film was coming out, what were you thinking about this project? Were you intrigued? You obviously showed up when me and Anthony were like, this brother doesn't see horror films, although this isn't a horror film, y'all. We were surprised that you showed up to this. Why did you show up to this?
Yeah, Anthony texted me and he said, "Who are you and what did you do with my friend John and his wife?" So no one thought we would be coming, but I mean, it's PG-13. I mean, it said, if you look it up on IMDb, it says like horror, thriller, suspense. It felt more like suspense, especially when you're talking like PG-13. It's really just, it's gonna be suspense, and I haven't seen a true horror film that was PG-13. They usually are. Then I saw the name Shyamalan, and I was like, okay, well, it can't be that bad if it's him. But like the trailer was good. Like the one sheet, like the poster, the imagery was good. All of that was enticing. And the trailer, I was like, okay, this looks mysterious. This looks like there could be some suspense. It could be a suspense builder. Let's give it a shot. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, liked everything before.
How about you, Anthony? You're a horror fan like myself. Tell me about, the pre-screening emotions of one Anthony Francis.
Look, I've never been on I said this in my review, I've never been on the Shyamalan hate train. He's made a lot of mistakes and some really bad ones. But I've always said, if you can make two great films, you're a great filmmaker, and it won't leave you. And to me, he's done 2.5. So I was excited, but with reservations. Number one, we should let everybody know all he did was produce. And I'm sure he was on the set. It's his daughter, but I'm sure he hopefully let her. I was excited with reservations. I love when we get a new filmmaker, let alone a new woman filmmaker, let alone one who gets a big budget film. And I'm always there to support that. And it, you know, I was ready for this one. And I love Dakota Fanning. I loved her as a child actor, and she's equally as good as an adult actor. And she's challenging herself in many different kinds of roles. I believe this could be her first lead in a horror thriller. Yeah, so I was ready. I almost got popcorn.
All right. Yeah, I echo both of y'all gentlemen. Man, yeah, I am a fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I'm not on that hate train either. Although I was poking fun and utilizing some of the references towards the negativity towards M. Night Shyamalan. They just didn't. The latter films didn't execute as the greatness that he first came out with, if you will.
No.
I thought he was great with Unbreakable, with Sixth Sense. I enjoyed Signs.
Signs is my favorite. I get a lot of flack for that.
So there's 3. You know what I'm saying? You said like 2.5, but like, so there's 3 off the top that I quite enjoyed. Avatar, when he was trying to like come out of his wheelhouse and do adaptations, that's where I'm like, no. Dude.
Oh, the last Airbender.
Yes. What was that?
I didn't bother.
You know, there was also like Lady in the Water with my man Paul Giamatti, I think, or was it Lady in the Water?
Yeah, Lady in the Water.
Yeah, that one was where to me, I was like, okay, where are we going?
Yeah, but it had some really good stuff in it. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. So, but M. Night Shyamalan, like you said, to your credit, he's done. If you can at least do 2 great films, you know, you're a great filmmaker, and he's had quite a few, and then just some were just so and just kind of sputtered, if you will. With this one, I was very excited because it's, you know, as a girl dad, you know, he had his daughter coming up and doing her own film. So I had like, okay, it's in the DNA. You know, there's where's the future going to go? I was feeling hope and change, all the goodness from M. Night, and now this young one. And I was I you know, we're now going to get into our review, guys, to change pace. But yeah, I was so optimistic, and now I just feel really let down. I know I'm going to rip into it. So let me toss it now back to you, Anthony, because I know John has some feelings, although he's not going to crush it as much as I am. I know I'm going to crush it a little bit, but let me give it to you, Anthony. Let me toss it back. Okay. I'm sorry.
I'll be as kind as I can, because I know my distinguished gentleman from about 5 minutes away from my house, by the way, is going to trash it. Yeah, look, I'll say this: Shyamalan she has shown a penchant. I hate that word. For storytelling. It sounds so pretentious. I believe that she, you know what I mean? She can tell a story visually, but the story here is what failed her. She's ridiculous, or not she, sorry. The story is ridiculous. It's a good setup. It's a good premise, not necessarily new. We've seen things like this before. Bunch of people trapped. There's something outside trying to get in. It only comes in at night or out at night, you know. I thought it was an okay setup, bland middle, and then and of course, spoilers prevents me from saying why, which kind of stinks, because people are just saying, well, you guys just hate it. We can't explain why in depth. But the finale, from the boat, I'll say this, from the boat to the final credits, just infuriated me beyond belief at the complete stupidity of the screenplay. I'm sorry, Ms. Shyamalan. That it was preposterous. I said in my review that Roger Ebert coined the phrase "idiot plot," and he said that's when characters do stupid things that could resolve everything, but they're idiots. And it's no spoiler to say these people try to escape multiple times, try to get the hell out of there. Every time they do, it's the idiot plot. They do the dumbest things, just the dumbest things. And like I said to you guys after the screening, and again, I I'm stepping around spoilers. I won't say anything. But when people are trying to escape and somebody stops to tell the history of something, I'm like, talk later. Keep running. There are things out there coming to get you. And I also said this in my review. You know, if you're in a house for, I think the people were there 5 months before Dakota Fanning's character finds them. Look around. Just move things. Look in the walls. Move furniture. Pull up rugs. There might be something to help you. 5 months? No, we're gonna sit around and watch a DVD of a reality dating show. And I won't even get into the reason of that, which is nothing. There are so many setups, and she opens so many doors, and she explores nothing and does nothing with anything. And since that's kind of harsh, I'll throw it to John.
Oh, that's the segue. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, there's not, all I'm going to do is rehash the harshness, and we're really, all of us are shackled until with spoilers, until like true. 2-3 weeks from now.
That's very true.
Oh yeah,
that's very true. So I'm not going to say that I'm on any type of hate train because I don't hate anything. But if there was some sort of commuter car that was connected to the hate train that didn't say hate on it, I would be in coach. So yes, definitely the sins of the father have fallen on the child. And this movie is, I won't say trash. It would be a product picked up by Waste Management. There we go. And I'm going to say multiple reasons why. First thing, what we discovered afterwards, thanks to was it Matt or Max, and then you, I watched the trailer for From,
the television show From
on almost carbon copy. That was a little disturbing.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Did you hear the line that they say?
No, I didn't hear the line.
And From, they say, "Don't you know what happens when you break the rules?" And they say that in the Watchers.
Oh my gosh, they do say that in the Watchers. Dang. Okay, I missed that part. One thing I will say that Olwen did an awesome job. I thought Olwen did a great job. The one who played Madeline, I think it was the older lady.
Yeah, she was good.
I thought she almost stole the show from Dakota at one point. But she also started making some sketchy decisions. And also, like I told you with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, we gotta keep these white girls out the woods. She did the exact same thing that the other girl did in Planet of the Apes, where we go the whole Goldilocks thing. Let's go pry through the woods and see what we can find. If your GPS is messing up and your concrete gravel road all of a sudden turns to grass and you keep going and you wonder out loud, oh, I wonder where this is taking me. And then your GPS messes up and you keep driving. And then your stereo messes up and you keep driving. And then your car cuts off. Do you think the right thing to do is to go back in the direction where you had service? Oh no, you're going to take your bird and walk forward. Why? And what purpose does that bird serve other than her boss telling her that you need to go to the coast? Like, that could have been anything. She could have delivered a letter. She could have been a courier. She could have been the Ireland version of Amazon, what Fresh, or delivery service of some sort or Ireland FedEx. No, it was a bird that served no purpose, just like the cat in Argyle. There's no purpose to it. There are so many things wrong with this film. Yeah, I think the benchmark is what you said, Anthony. From the lake scene all the way to the end, I was left with more questions than answers, and I was disappointed. I wrote in my review, I said I would never let that man disappoint me again. I gave an excuse because he was a producer, and I watched it because of his daughter, and I won't let her disappoint me ever again. The last time I was disappointed by Shyamalan was a Father's Day surprise in 2008. I won't be had again. Won't be had again. I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. It was bad, even from someone who doesn't even do horror, and that says a lot. That should say a lot.
But did you like it?
Trash.
All right, guys. Man.
I want to hear.
Yes, sir.
I've been thinking
so the
about
people know.
harshness.
Just real quick. So the people know. I have never seen Patrick as disappointed and sad as he looked last night. My wife was even concerned.
Yeah, he was crushed.
It's because of the daughter. I feel bad. This is her debut effort, and I feel bad that I have to trash it. I was hoping for hope and change, like Obama. Here's the daughter, stepping in for the child to right all of his wrongs, take the goodness of him, because all the visual stuff, everything we got presented, to get us there was done 110%. And when I was thinking about what, when we were going to do this review, everything looked good, the presentation, the visuals, but who can I blame? To me, everybody did their job. The actors did their job. The actors can only work off of the writing that they receive. The creative, the DP, everyone else, the sound, and I gotta also give Anthony a nod to pointing out the soundtrack, the score.
It's fantastic.
Beautiful.
The score was awesome.
Everybody did their job, but I hate to trash on Ishana Night Shyamalan because she wrote the script. There's no other person credited. Yes, she adapted it from AM Shine, but you failed everyone with the script. It was garbage. As I spoke with you guys earlier, and you're right. I think you're giving credit a little too much, Anthony, to it failing at the boat point. They're failing way before doing major dumb choices, like you said before that. You gave them to 75% of the film.
Well, I agree, but wasn't as
there was a lot of dumb stuff before that.
Fail until then, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man. I just, as a creative and as a filmmaker myself, I feel there was no respect to the audience. Everything you're supposed to present to the audience, you're supposed to respect their time and what you're making them look at. You have these nods, like, and this is all to just taking what you said, Anthony, to just more to the extreme, I guess. Like, you give a bird, make this bird have meaning. Why are we talking about this bird and having it should be a plot device. You mentioned, John, the reality show. They devoted time to that. Make that have meaning. Let that all fit, or else you're disrespecting the audience and wasting our time of presenting that. Every character should have a point to the story to make the story progress. And I think they failed in certain ways there. It just there's a thing with Dakota Fanning in her history before coming to Ireland, and her being in an accident, the traumatic event that happened. Gentlemen, what does that traumatic event really did that serve any purpose to this situation? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it ultimately doesn't, but I think what she was shooting for, maybe, hopefully, was that, she lost herself when that accident happened because of everything that happened. Ergo, she puts on a different, puts on a wig and a different name when she's out in public at a bar, when somebody's talking to her, which they explored and never got back to. Ergo, spoilers.
Yeah, all of that. No, I agree with you. And that's what drove her to Ireland in those situations.
Yeah. But the whole thing with the creatures, I think she's trying to tie all that in, like identity. I can't speak anymore on that. It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
The whole creatures
I feel
thing.
You. And I was thinking, as a creative filmmaker, the bird can reflect feeling trapped in a cage, not being able to express yourselves out to the rest of the world. So that could be your tie into this, but it was just, all those things were just done very terrible. And that could also be in regards to reality. Looking at a situation, these people were kind of in a Truman Show, if you will, to the monster. So those are angles, but just, she
couldn't bring it home. She couldn't bring it home. All these ideas. She couldn't get there.
Anthony, you're brilliant in what you said. And I guess I'm frustrated as a creative, as a filmmaker who can there's so many of us out here that can write our asses off and can pull that together. That's kind of like where I guess my point is with this. I'm sorry, I'm like you're in my head right now. M. Night Shyamalan, fantastic filmmaker. And because he's a fantastic filmmaker, he can easily get his kids in there, if you will. I feel that in a way, and that's how they got this budget. And there's these other guys like myself and many others that can tie all these points together and execute. But we're not getting the same shine, if you will. I think
we just did it here for her, and she couldn't get there with a big budget and all kinds of stuff. We did it for her.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my emotions are like overwhelming at the moment, guys.
That's all right.
It's all good.
I have no problem with her. The whole Nepo thing. Whatever.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Sophia Coppola is an excellent filmmaker, and she wouldn't have got her start without her dad. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But so that doesn't bother me. But I think she was trying too hard to ape her dad.
I feel that.
We went for the otherworldly thriller horror thing with a twist at the end, and then it blows it like her dad has been doing so often as of late. But yeah, I think she tried too hard to be her dad. I've always said with any filmmaker, you can wear your influences on your sleeve, but wear them on the clothes you bought for yourself. That's a ridiculous metaphor, but you know what I mean? Like, make your own movie and have your influences in there. That's my theory.
No, I love that. And actually, with all that said, and my frustrations and anger kind of with all this, I think, again, it was everything was there, but just the story was ultimately her responsibility, and she failed this film with that. But with that being said, as a filmmaker, again, and in life, what we all know, sometimes we got to fail in order to succeed in the future, right? So hopefully she understand, and we'll see how this does in the box office. If it doesn't do good, which we were talking about earlier, Anthony, I'm worried about the future, because then they're going to continue to make shit scripts and mess up these stories going down the road.
And I'd like to see her get another chance.
Exactly, because this is beautiful.
Yeah, she's competent. Like I said, she can tell. She proved herself that she could tell a story, just the wrong story. Maybe get somebody else's script next time. I don't know. I hate to say that.
Something original, because I told you I'm sick of all these book adaptations, and I'd like to see her in another project, but with her dad off of it. I want to see the difference.
You know what? I like what you just said right there, John. Not adapting somebody else's work. Have her, because when you see it for yourself, not taking somebody else's stuff, you see it more. You can see the complete picture. So yeah, yes, that's I guess what I want to. Because just as a creative, I'm just mad that there's just so many glaring things here that it didn't finalize. You started right, it all brought us all in, but it just didn't close out.
Couldn't we see your boss?
It disappointed the audience. It disappointed the characters.
Yeah, the whole not showing anybody else's face.
That was
what
weird.
Was that about?
It was weird. No explanation.
The bird only in there to say the kooky line that takes a sinister meaning later.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of stuff. I mean, I could see maybe she's writing the screenplay and the psychological effects of the car accident, and then the creature stuff, and if I could just bring the, let's just get to the I think she gave up on herself. It feels like watching the film, it feels like she gave up on herself.
Agreed. Oh, that's it. I think you just dropped the mic right there, Anthony. And my emotions are too heavy right now.
You are really,
but it's just like,
I've never seen you this upset about a film. Never.
Yeah,
I've known you a short time, but still.
When you see potential and they don't, and you have all the right setup, you know what I'm saying? Money behind you, everything. And there's so many of us out here that are trying to just get a little bit of that. It just is so upsetting. It's sad. It's sad.
One thing I must say about her filmmaking, I was another reason it breaks my heart. I was happy to see no shaky cam.
Yeah.
somebody running or anything. She had a steady camera. She used her frame well.
Oh, agreed.
Again,
and that just makes me even more mad. You had so much, you did everything right.
It makes it worse
when you boil everything down to it's just the screenplay. All the elements were there, and it was her on the screenplay.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, she takes all the blame. I mean, you could say, look, she directed it well, but so and so wrote a bad screenplay.
Yeah,
she wrote it. She directed.
She wrote it.
Yeah,
So it makes me sad, but I'll give her another go.
Exactly.
And as critics, we'll probably go to everything she sees.
I'll give her a second go if her dad isn't on it. He produced this, so he's partially to blame. If she does something where it's standalone and she directs it and he's not a part of it, I'll check it out. But if she does another mother-father thing, nah.
So we'll see you at the screening for The Trap. Maybe not.
You know what? If he can nail that, because again, the trailer looks awesome.
I feel like we got to see The Trap now.
Yeah,
I was intrigued by the react. I don't know if you guys saw our reaction to it.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
it
looks interesting premise.
Yeah, it looks very good. It's very creative. I just hope he doesn't fumble the bag like he always does.
And John, you're live in front of thousands of people saying that you're going to go.
We got you.
I will give him a chance with The Trap. I'll give him a chance with The Trap.
You heard him, ladies and gents. You heard it.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Let's close this out. We didn't do this on the past reviews we've done, so I want to close this out, leaving with the question: do you, yay or nay, would you recommend to the people to go see The Watchers? It's a big no for me. I can't. Nay. It's a lot of money we spend to go see these movies. Money's tight for a lot of folks out here, so save your money. Wait for it to come to streaming, if that.
I agree. Yeah, just wait for streaming. It's not worth it.
This is not a date night film. She'll dump you. Don't go see this.
Or he'll dump you. Whoever suggests.
Yeah, he'll dump you.
No, I don't recommend the theater. Unless you're a die-hard Shyamalan style fan, you might
never met
stream.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of A.M. Shine, the writer, shout out to the author who's had the work, redone by the daughter, who we're bashing because again the screenplay is terrible. But as much as we don't like it, and I was saying this earlier to Anthony, y'all, to the audience watching, there's films for everyone. While this may not have been for me, for Anthony or John, it may be for you. And if it's for you and you enjoyed it, man, I love it for you. You know what I'm saying? But it just wasn't for us.
People like this, please. I want you to like it. I don't want you to not like it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here. John Jones, Peach Review. What's going on over there? How can people check you out, man?
Check us out at thepeachreview.com and on socials at The Peach Review.
Thank you, sir. And my man, Anthony Francis, from The Movie Review, from Film Threat, from Screen Comment, and all the things. I got it. I had to pay you back. I had to pay you back.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah, and at all of those. And Movie Review is REVUE.
There you go.
There you go. There you go, y'all. Shout out to my man, Anthony Francis, John Jones. Appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. You're not as bad as these watchers, but I'm glad that we could watch something together and also feel something different because we have liked movies together. This is the first time seeing something like, oh, this is not that good. And, it's an experience, man. And we shared it, man. So I appreciate you guys. Everybody, it's your boy KP. Nerds rule the world. Those are our vibes, our feelings on The Watchers. Let us know how you feel in the comments below.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World, here with my initial thoughts coming out of the press screening for The Watchers. Initial thoughts, y'all, coming out the joint. You don't need to watch The Watchers, y'all. Disappointed, man, really disappointed. I'm gonna have a full review. Some of my fellow press cats are gonna join me to give it to you, but yeah, trailer grabbed me. Initially, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I'm rocking with it. M. Night Shyamalan, but M. Night Shyamalan's daughter doing the chores on this one, her debut film, I think, out the gate. Looks cool. I will say, watching the film, you know, has a great startup. Visuals are there. There's some good suspense, but the ending and then just like about 25% once you're already in the movie, it kind of fails you. Full review coming, y'all, on the NRW. Stay tuned. Don't watch The Watchers. Nerds rule the world. Kuya P.